Pivot tables are a very powerful tool in Excel, which allows you to play with the data and standardize questions that come regularly. Some people use pivot tables for everything. So I would say I use it when I need it, and sometimes I do need it. Let's say we have this table here, this inconsistency table we had before. And if I want to sum up, for example, how many items are sold in the month of January, you see. So now it's not about a specific ID anymore. It's just this line and this line and this line and this line together combined with items sold. So if somebody calls you and asks you how many items did we sell in January, you do it like that. You set a filter. Okay. I would usually recommend to have the headline in the first line. It's easier, but it's not really necessary, but it has some advantages. So let me please delete these 2 lines now, because I can set the filter easier now. I can set the whole columns, and I'm 100% sure that I have it covered if something comes in later. So I set the filter here. So the guy calls me and asks, what about January? Then I can do this filter here, January, and I can select them. And you see here at the bottom, I have this 277. Then I can call him, tell him, you know what, 277. Second question, how many items did we sold with a RAM of 4 gigabytes? So it's another thing. It's another question. It is 187 because it's spreading around different months, and by a coincidence it's only one ID, but this is because our table is so small. So now why do we need pivot tables? To standardize this and also play with the data much faster than you could ever do it with a filter. I select the whole thing here. Then I go, in my version it's under data pivot table. In Excel 2003 it was, I think, something under insert and then pivot table. In 2007 I guess it's also insert and then pivot table. So, but that doesn't really matter, you will find it with the help pivot table. So now I have Excel 2011 here. It already makes a proposal. I don't like it, and it's not good to learn. So I go here and I remove all these things. In older Excel versions it looks like this. This is an empty pivot table. Let's do the first question we had. We had the month combined with the items sold. So imagine the pivot table as a matrix, or call it a table. So I do the month here into the rows. Then I have all the months under another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here in this values area, I want to see the items sold. There you have it. Can you remember the 277 we had before? And in this Excel version, it automatically says sum. Sometimes, or in my Excel version I have at the office, it's by default on count. That's not so good. I have only 5 because it's counting 5 lines with a value in it. That doesn't really make sense. In most of the cases you want to have the sum here. Where is it? Here. Can also average, max, min, and so on. So this is really quick. On one page I have all the information. I don't have to take the auto filter. And what's even cooler, it's now standardized. And if this is being updated, this is also being updated. By the way, it's not automatically being updated. You have to find the button on your Excel version, or you can just right click and then say refresh data. Okay, so if I just, for example, this is January, I make a 24, convert it into a 25. This is still 277, but if I refresh it, I have 278, so it's a problem if you forget that. I sometimes forget it. Don't forget it, please. So now I have everything on one place. It's really nice. And why is that so important? It's nice and fast, but there's another reason. Some of these questions are not done by one filter. Some need more than one filter. If your boss asks you all the time, I want for every month, I want the 4 gigabyte count. So then you have 2 filters already, and you have to go all them through. And I don't know how it's in your case, but I sometimes make errors with the filters, and I know nobody who doesn't. If you're working fast, somebody calls you, you're distracted, then you make an error, and then 1 week later, if you're comparing the numbers, you cannot even remember why you have a 295, and you look later and it's 277. But if you have it in the pivot table, you have it on one place. You can prove it. You can see where you got the number actually. So you can also do other combinations. For example, we have still the columns here. For example, I drag the RAM here. Do you see it? I had here 1240. I have still 1240, and I have still the 278, but I have here the numbers again spread over this column I choose with the RAM. This is so nice. If you have never worked with pivot tables, you will absolutely love this. Please try it out. It's extremely nice. I will show you later what you can also do with these pivot tables. Try how it works in your Office version. For example, here it's refresh. Here's the refresh button. Here's the change source. That's also important. Now we have only the source from B1 to F25. What happens if you have more? What's nice, you can also do just from B to F. Then you will have no problems. For example, if you add some lines or if you delete some lines. Here, for example, are blank lines. You can put them out of the filter. You can do additional filters. For example, this is the whole question, and then your boss asks you how many sold 4 gigabyte in months. You can cut it and say only for Intel. Okay, this is a general filter. So in case of Intel, we have only 5 gigabytes. Please try it. It's a really nice tool.